Our group had the topic of portrayal of aging in the media. The media portrays older adults in society as more of a negative portrayal than a positive portrayal, with body images and physical features of older adults in the media. To begin, we will look at how beauty image in women have been portrayed in the media. In 1994, after 14 years of one of Lancome's most famous spokesmodel, shown here, known as actress Isabella Rossellini, was fired at the, quote, ripe age of 42, and was told that she was too old to represent the type of beauty and femininity the global company was selling at the time.
Today, more models over the age of 40 are being recruited by cosmetic companies to sell beauty products, especially anti-aging products.
The two actresses that L'Oreal sponsors are Andie MacDowell and Diane Keaton, both being over the age of 40. They appeal to women a certain age who have watched them evolve through their acting roles so they are able to connect with them. According to the article, the idea of aging gracefully has dramatically shifted in the age of Botox, cosmetic surgery. Today there is a trend called the Grabe, which is a combination of gray and babe, and Twiggy, fashion icon, has seen this as a victory.
Today, feminism can be defined in terms of an assertive, socially conscious individual which resists limiting definitions. According to the article, for Skin That's Us, Authentically Us, Celebrity Empowerment and the Allure of Aging Advertisements, women's triumphs have been tempered by increasing pressures on women to cultural beauty standards. Wolf refers to this as the, quote, beauty myth, and it continues to function as a way to keep women's power restricted to equate whiteness and lighter skin with beauty and desirability.
The beauty myth becomes a potent weapon in the media's campaign to restrict women's power, and ads incorporate standard expectations of the beauty myth, reinforcing codes of beauty such as staying thin, appearing youthful, thin, and able-bodied.
In the ads of L'Oreal Revitalift and Age Perfect, the ads target 40 to 50-year-olds, and according to the article, these ads turn into obsession with the self and with appearance, and the ads also want to promote the public idea of authenticity to the public.
These ads are used to appeal to those consumers who are wary or resistant of other means of maintaining a more youthful appearance. For example, L'Oreal saying, quote, because you're worth it, point out that many products promise to boost self-esteem. According to the article, analysts make it a persuasive claim by making the buyer feel better because they bought the more expensive product instead of a cheap knockoff.
Next, many ads target aging in the face and are intended to remedy specific issues of aging, such as wrinkles and sunspots.
The celebrities serve the stage of meaning transfer because they are the super consumers, meaning they have the ones that use the product and are more familiar with the use of the products. The celebrities are used in the ads, allowing the viewer to want to identify and connect with the character, and every image is meant to reinforce the meanings and associate the audience attributing to the product itself.
According to the article, Celebrity Empowerment and the Allure of Anti-Aging Advertisements, aging is seen as the enemy and referred to a woman's entity that can be removed. For example, the quote saying in the L'Oreal commercial, quote, stop living with your wrinkles, can be seen as, quote, stop loving the current skin you're in.
Next, the ad uses the idea of a color scheme. L'Oreal uses white in the ad representing the purity of the product. The white in the ad also indicates beauty requires light skin but not too pale or too dark. Finally, white also suggests cleanliness, which can be seen as middle class. Diane Keaton is shown in the commercial and connects with the audience of the women who are over the age of 50 years old. The color scheme of gold and white is used in this commercial. Again, we see the white, pristine, clean look that represents the purity of the product, which will, in turn, resonate to the consumer that the product is pure and will make you feel good using it. The gold represents luxury and makes the user feel luxurious and pampered.
According to the article Celebrity Empowerment and the Allure of Anti-Aging Advertisements, aging is seen as an enemy, referred to as, quote, woman's entity that can be removed.
Next, when it comes to the ageism in the media, we can tell that it is portrayed more negatively than positively. When reading the article, The Influence of Television and Film on Midlife Women's Body Image, Disordered Eating, and Food Choices, it is greatly emphasized that most females who are considered, quote, beautiful, ages 30 to 50, actually have eating disorders. These females have a disease that is rarely talked about in the media, just because producers want them to look a certain way. Did you know that roughly 10 million women in the United States suffer from eating disorders? Author Veronica Hefner states that, quote, although there is no statistical breakdown of that number by age group, experts who direct eating disorder treatment facilities across the United States estimate that the rapid increase in the number of midlife patients over the past 10 years can be as 500%.
For the most part, ageism is a non-existent issue in the media. Here, you can tell that all females in the Desperate Housewives are flawless and still look young. Because of this quote, the normal process of aging can make midlife women feel fat and less attractive because they do not conform to the culturally relevant body ideal.
Females in the media also tend to have strict food diets. When watching reality TV or scripted TV, the amount of food consumed is a bare minimal compared to a normal person's daily intake. This makes people feel as though they should not eat as much within a natural setting.
Along with the unhealthy food choices and options that are seen on TV, it is also well known that the actresses have a very, very low calorie diet to stay in shape as they appear that they are. But how is it fair that we live in a country where it is the, quote, norm to not eat because we, quote, need to be skinny? It's especially worse because these females are represented as parents. They are adults. They are teaching younger generations that it is okay to starve yourself because you, quote, need to be skinny to conform to society.
When seeing this, most people will look at it and compare themselves to it. This is what we call the own self versus other self. All these females are adults in the mid-40s, skinny, and are overall just perfect. But as a society, we also fail to realize that there's a difference between what women are supposed to look like compared to what they actually look like. Females who are in their 40s should flaunt their flaws and not rely on plastic surgery to hide every blemish or wrinkle. The Real Housewives is a great example of females who show what we are, quote, supposed to look like compared to actuality. These females rely on strict diets, plastic surgery, and unrealistic habits to stay as skinny and young looking as they are.
In this photo, everyone is dolled up and has perfect hair and makeup. But how realistic is it really? Most females at this age do not leave their houses glamored up. Most females at this age don't wear their makeup like this. Most females also do not wear their hair like this. These ladies are not dressing their age. They're dressing as if they were 20 years old. So why does society think this is okay? It should not be. No one from the younger generation should have to dress like this when they are older just because that's how media shows a female that is aging. Nobody should have to wear pounds of makeup just because they want to look younger because media makes us feel like we need to do so. And lastly, nobody who is 40 plus years old should dress like this.
Another negative portrayal ageism has on society is that it is considered to be a hazard to society. If you're older in the media, younger people are going to consider you as a cost. According to Haley and Ross, quote, old age can be seen as a threat by younger people, not only because old bodies challenge the ideas of beauty, health, and vigor associated with youth, but also because those bodies can require costly maintenance that younger people are expected to pay for through taxes to finance health and social care services. In the media, it is a norm to get surgery to stay, quote, forever young. But what the media fails to expose is how costly it is and that it's false expectations for those who are aging.
In conclusion, according to the article, quote, the portrayal of older adults in advertising states that underrepresentation and limited value themes and product categories in advertising containing older characters communicates the idea that older adults are not important and not contributing much to society. The misrepresentation and skewed perception of how the media portrays older adults can have a negative impact on the viewer and send a negative message to society, which cause a separation of a sense of reality and the fictionist characters shown.